Righto, this video is about one of our spares, and it has to go because I've actually got three of these things, and one's brand new in the box, which we're keeping for display purposes. The other one I actually use quite a bit, believe it or not. It's, and this third one is time to maybe not have three, because it's a bit silly, isn't it? Don't ask how that happens. Okay, so I'm injecting a signal at 7.1. And let's have a look here. Let's bring that level down a bit. Oh, there we go. 0.5 a microvolt. Loving it. That's good. Receivers on these things are very, very good. We'll go through a few different points as we sort of continue through, but excuse me. The transmitter on these 100 watts every day. They're a nice drive. Just trying to see if I've got the processor in. I didn't have the RF amp in before too, by the way, so that was receiving without the RF amp. There's your processor. It's in there. Let's have a look. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Hello. Yeah, 97.5 at a peak there. I think we'll call that 100 watts. Close enough. Yeah, they're a nice radio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2. They drive really well with the processor. I've always liked the Yaesu processor on the 847s. These were called the FT847, but they're also known as the Earth Station because of their ability to do DC to daylight virtually. Not quite, but turn that down just a little bit. So basically 70 centimeters, 2 meters, 6 meters additional to the HF on there. So it's a fairly full-featured radio, and the fact that they also did their satellite tracking across here. The other thing too to notice is a lot of these, for some reason, now I've had a lot of 847s in my lifetime. That little sticker there, now this one's sitting on there beautifully, but we've had them before where they're not there. And by no fault of the owner, it's just they fall off and then you lose the bloody things, and yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so basically, might just take it up to 10 meters and see exactly what sort of power we're doing up there. I'm obviously going for 1 meg there, so, oh, and a good point, you can go up in 1 meg increments or by band increments. Now, if you want to go the super slow way, obviously that's how I was doing it, but obviously a lot faster to come up like that. So let's have a look at what it does on 10 meters. I haven't checked this one for a while, so hello test 1 2 3 4 5. Hello test 1 2. 95.9 watts. Once again, we will call that close enough to 100 watts. When we're doing readings off this analyzer, it's pretty darn close, but yeah, sometimes 2 or 3 watts give it a little bit of leeway, and that's why I tend to sort of say, yeah, at 98.3 it's 100 watts, or 96.1 it's so close it's not funny. Often the opposite's true too. We'll get 104.5, which sort of just depending on what we're running through, what leads going up to that monitor. It'll vary by a watt or two, not too much though, but a little bit. But if I just go to good point, see how long it's been since I've played with my own radio. Let's go to FM. I'll just be seriously interested to see what carrier that equates to. I reckon it'll be, let's give it a push, but 96.1. Okay, you know what, that's probably fairly real. It might be just a little bit under power on the analyzer, or it could well be that this is not quite hitting 100 watts. It's neither here nor there. But good that it's doing it that part of the band. Out of interest, let's see what it's doing on FM. Right down on 1.8, 1.8. Yep, we're right there. Just be interested to see with a full carrier what that sort of does. 98.7. Okay, so it's really sort of very bulk stock standard in that the good news, I don't think anyone's had a play with this at any stage. There is a mod you can do with these, which actually it sort of limits the ALC in one respect from metering correctly, but it will give you an extra probably 10-15 watts. Probably wouldn't advise it. It's not really worth it, because unlike the TS2000s, these things drive beautifully. When we discussed doing the modifications to the TS2000 in the ALC circuit and then doing it in the manual form versus the software, the reason, sort of we do that is because the TS2000 had an inherent drive problem at times. It just, they varied, to be honest, from, the later ones were not so bad, but the earlier ones were a bit tragic. But, so basically, the FT847 is a radio where you're not having to change that drive level in any way, shape or form. The drive of the radio and for what you're going to gain in playing around with the ALC, I definitely would suggest leave it alone. Don't worry about it at all. So once again, fully featured and lots of different bands. Now I might just sort of unfortunately I've got to change the antennas, sorry, not antennas, but the analyzer over to 50 megs. Just hang on. While we're on that point, before I change the antennas over, exactly that. So HF antenna, 6 meters, 2 meters, 70 centimeters. So you really can have independent antennas for each of these. Obviously, if you're looking to do the opposite, use a little diplexer, but one of the little, have we got one here? Duplexer, what did I say? Diplexer, I'm half asleep. Something like this little fella here. This is probably not the best branded one to use. I just happen to be sitting next to me here. But that there will give you the ability to common up some of those antenna ports, of course. Now, if you're a bit of a 6 meter fan like I am definitely a 6 meter fan. I've got a 6-element OptiBeam up at 85 feet with a few bits and pieces feeding that. A bit of fun. It was a hopeless year this year, though. I'll tell you what, there wasn't much on voice. It was all FT8, which is okay. Don't knock me. If you're an FT8 lover, that's okay. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, test 1, 2. Okay, 95 point something. It'll be the same on FM as we found out before. 95.3. So not too bad. So look, I think the real point about these is their receive. I'll show you something. And there we go. I'm at minus 112 dBm, which is 0.5 of a microvolt, and this thing just is absolutely, that's pelting in. That's just amazing, and certainly gets quite solid, as you can see. And if we go right down, there's 0.1 of a microvolt, so minus 122. I could still hear it at minus 125 dBm. And there we go, back to 0.5 of a microvolt. So, look, 6 meters, if you're trying to get into the noise and hear things, definitely the radio to do it. Let's have a look at 2. Okay, so on 2 meters here, let's, I'm actually on one of our repeaters, but I'll just change something here. It's alright, I had 144 on the analyzer, and I thought, well, let's not do it the hard way. We'll just change the analyzer. Beautiful, 0.47 of a microvolt, noise free. It's going to do the same thing it did on 6. They are really good VHF, UHF machines, these things. They just are. Now, let me just turn that tone off. And now, the difference being on 2 meters, 50 odd watts, 54.2 watts of FM power there into the dummy load. So that is your difference. TS2000 will give you 100 watts and then 75. These were 50-50. 50-50, I think they were 50-50. UHF, I'm pretty sure it was 50. Might have been a tad less, might have been 40. We're going to find out. Let's have a look. And look at that, 439.9. We're putting, once again, 0.4 of a microvolt. So for you people in dBm, minus 113.6. And just incredible. Just so easy. It does it so easy. Power-wise, let's just have a little look. 50, I'm pretty sure 50. 50. It doesn't get more 50 than that. 50.0 made a liar at me at the end, just 49.9. Anyway, all right. So this is pretty much what these things do. You've got dual display. So for the satellite coverage, you can actually put yourself into your tracking mode and set up so that it does track from 145 to 435 megs. So as you turn, both bands are sort of responding, etc., etc. If you're a satellite nut. Me, I'd probably, 430 megs would be, and 144 more of 144.1 type of sideband terrestrial stuff and have a bit of a play. But hey, you never know. They do have a tuner in them as well. So that's one of the other features that probably, if I head back down here, now obviously I'm not going to get too much at the moment because I'm on a UHF antenna. Hang on. And I'm half asleep because, yes, they have a tuner button, but not an antenna tuner. I'll be right in a second. So basically for the external antenna tuner, that button there, so don't worry about me. I just had a very long day, I think. So pretty much that is the FT847. Very nice device for VHF, UHF, but also if you're looking for something that can kind of throw you into HF as well, well, you know, great. Obviously, memory channels everywhere, although that's not in memory right now, that's in memory now. So you can just scroll through and set up your memories as you would like, and it's 99 memories from memory. Got to check now. Now I brought it up. So it's not 99, is it? Oh no, it's not. It's 78 memories. There you go. Aren't you glad I check these things? Don't trust what I say. Have a look at the truth. Anyway, so this one has its operating manual, original Yaesu microphone, etc., original power cord, all the bits and pieces. So pretty clean too. So please get onto us if you need an FT847 Earth Station, because I don't need 3. I probably don't need 2, but I'll keep the one that's brand new in the box for sure, because we want that for the display. And the other one I do use quite a bit, and you'd wonder when I tell you there's an automatic tuner in the unit. But let's just put it down to it's been a very long day. All right, guys, keep safe, keep healthy out there. I hope you're all just observing all the smarts right now and what to do health-wise. I don't think anybody's got all the answers, but I certainly think maybe following a bit of what's going on is not so silly. All the best from VK3 Charlie Mike, and we'll bring up another one soon and have a bit of a look at what else is sitting around that needs to not be here, or what's sitting around that's going to stay here. They're the more interesting ones. They're the ones I get really into. It's a bit more fun. All right, 73s, all the best. Cheers.